What's your naughtiest story from high school? When I was a senior, I had a huge crush on this junior cheerleader named Megan. She was super energetic, super passionate, and she was really smart, too. Her primary career goal was to cheer professionally, but her backup plan was to go into physics, and being the nerd I was, I had the fortune of being in the same AP Physics 2 class as Megan. Here's the thing, in that class, we had an extra lab period twice per week. Normally, kids are taken out of their study halls to work during these lab periods, but Megan's study hall was usually spent in our school's fitness room, and I was taking AP Chemistry, which has a lab day that consistently overlapped with my physics lab period. In other words, Megan consistently missed 2 periods of physics per week and I consistently missed 1. So, our physics teacher made us lab partners and basically told us to figure it out whenever we missed a lab. The result? Twice a week, Megan would come to my house where we would recreate the lab at home with equipment from our physics teacher. Now, this was just physics, so it was never anything super fancy. In fact, we usually spent more time answering questions about the lab than doing the lab itself, but halfway through the school year, Megan injured her foot. It was super sad because it meant she couldn't keep doing cheer, but the result was that I started going to her house for our physics stuff. And Megan's house? Insane. She lived like those kids you see in movies. And apparently Megan had a super cute twin, who went to a private high school in my state. Now, Megan had basically friend-zoned me after all our physics sessions as the math nerd. However, Megan's sister Claire looked at me and saw a girl that her super hot cheerleader sister was bringing home, and Claire basically jumped me when Megan left the room. It was the hottest afternoon of my life. I later found out that Claire only hooked up with me because she thought I was the guy Megan had a crush on. Because apparently, Megan had slept with the guy Claire had a crush on and ruined things there. Still, I couldn't even feel upset about being used. That was the best high school night of my life. And while I didn't technically get with my dream girl Megan, her hot sister was definitely worth it.